Hey, this is Spring Queen Maxwell, and you're watching the 13th Wolfman.
Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is day 8 of the 31 days of Halloween. That's right, day 8. Ooh. Yeah, my voice is still a little off, so I can't hit all the right notes. But day 8 of the 31 days of Halloween. So, on day 8, I'm pulling out another Hitch film, you know. Of course, when everyone thinks of Alfred Hitchcock, and myself included, we all think of Psycho. I covered that a few days ago, so I'm going to pick out, it's not a lesser known film of his, but it's one that's not talked about as much, and that is Strangers on a Train. If I say crisscross, do you understand? So Farley Granger and Robert Walker both play characters in this movie where they're complete, well, according to the title, they're complete strangers. And they do meet on a train. Farley Granger's character is a little hyper curious, you know, a little goofy, I mean, for lack of a better word. But as it so happens that he's got this idea, he's got a father he can't stand. And Robert Walker Jr. Has a wife that he just wants to, you know, she's making it she's a whore, basically. And I mean, they really touch on the subject in this movie. But she won't give him a divorce so that he could marry his mistress / girlfriend / whatever. And so she won't give him a divorce. And Farley Granger and Robert Walker meet up on the train, and Farley Granger says, "I got this idea." He goes, I come up with ideas all the time. I'm not a stupid person. I'm a very, you know, clever person. That's the word he uses, clever. He goes, I have an idea. What if two strangers met up and they both killed the other person's, you know, subject? He goes, there'd be nothing to connect the two of them together because, well, they're two strangers. And, you know, Robert Walker just goes along with it, going, okay, Bruno, yeah, good idea, ha ha ha, yeah, you know, not sure what to think of this convoluted idea. And it just so happens that Farley Granger, who's a bit touched in this movie, goes out and does just that. He gets rid of Robert Walker's wife for him. And now he calls him up and says, I did my job, now you need to do yours. And you know, Robert Walker's like, I can't believe that anyone would actually do this or agree to this. And he's all in a panic. He's got to worry about, you know, if someone will find out or if there's a way that they could be connected, and you know, it becomes a case of blackmail. This really is one of Hitch's best films. But it just seems like it's one of those ones that's not talked about a lot. I mean, I know there's people out there that know this. I mean, we all know Hitch, you know, and we all watch a lot of his stuff. But it just seems like this is one of those movies that just kind of gets forgotten about. It, you know, Psycho. Psycho has the shower scene, and Norman Bates, and the you know, the confined place of just like this hotel room, this motel. But other movies that he put out, you know, Lifeboat, and Strangers on a Train, and I Confess. I Confess is one of my all-time favorite Hitchcock films. You know, but again, it's just one of those lesser talked about ones. And that's where this one kind of falls into place too. It's one of those lesser talked about ones, but it's a really good movie. I mean, look at the cast. Robert Walker Jr., Farley Granger, Leo G. Carroll. Leo G. Carroll always made movies interesting whenever he was in them. Sometimes he was the best thing in the movie. Other times, you know, he was just like one of the most interesting characters. And of course, Hitch's daughter. Hitch had the tendency to put his daughter in some of his movies. I'm not sure if she wanted to be an actress at the time, or if it was just it was just like, hey, I need a person to fill out the part. Here we go. And in this movie, she plays. So she was in Psycho. She was the other secretary. That Marion, when Marion shows up at work and the guy walks in and says, "I got $40,000, darling. You should," the guy's, well, when he leaves the room, the other girl that works there says, "He was flirting with you." That's Patricia Hitchcock. Well, she was also in Strangers on a Train, a lot younger. She looks like she's probably a teenager in this, and she's probably one of the most morbid characters in the movie because her character sounds like she reads a lot of like pulp novels and crime, and she's like, oh yeah, well, they can wind up doing this, and Robert Walker winds up getting a police escort, and the police escort winds up talking to her a lot and tells her the story about an arm that was found somewhere, and I guess she just melts. So she's a really bizarre yet morbid character. It's a good movie, man. It's a really, really good movie, and if you want, check out Strangers on a Train. It's one of my favorites. That's day 8 for the 31 days of Halloween. I'll be back on day 9. And with that, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.